What's up, everybody? John the Morgile here, and all zero of y'all are here because I had nothing but issues with the last two streams I tried to set up, but I think we're good now. I think we're live. So I will give y'all wonderful ladies and gents a wee bit of time to pop in, and I know there's a bit of lag, and then I think that there's ads that y'all got to sit through. So let me just sit here and enjoy some dank courtesy of Flat Earth Farms in Northern Cali. If I could find my dang lighter, let's see. There we go. Yeah, so this, what's up, all one of yous in there? This stream is brought to you by Flat Earth Farms. Dank so good, you'll realize the Earth is flat. Buy some for your globe-tard friends at select California dispensaries. So, yeah, okay, good. So I guess that means you can see and hear me. Sorry for the confusion on these streams. It has been nothing but trouble, but I think we're good. Just pot, man. Just pot. What's up, everybody? John the Morgile here. Hope y'all are having a wonderful and blessed day. Shabbat shalom to all of y'all out there. And, you know, today I was planning on or trying to have sort of like a powwow, a group hangout with several friends, but it just wasn't in the cards, man. I was unable to logistically get that to happen today. But the plan is, or at least, you know, God willing, we're going to stick to the plan, right? That's all we can do is try. But the plan is we're going to be doing a stream every Saturday at this time, same bat time, different bat channel, but it's going to be on YouTube, and we're eventually going to try to expand them to other platforms. So that's the plan, you know, and we're just going to try to do that. So come one, come all. Today it's just going to be me, and we're just going to do it like this, man. Just me sitting here talking to you guys because I am not high tech enough at this point to do any sort of screen sharing or graphics or anything. So this one is going to be pretty short. I don't want y'all to be stuck looking at my ugly mug all day long, right? So I would never do that to you guys. So what we're going to do is real quick while y'all are still piling in, I just wanted to open this up with a prayer and give thanks to the Most High, creator of all things visible and invisible, for this day, for the air we breathe into our lungs, and really just for the opportunity to meet with like minds while we have this opportunity. So thanks to the Most High for this day, and peace to the Middle East, right? Never forget Lahaina. All right. So what's up with Mr. Beast, y'all? I guess I've never seen one of dude's videos in its entirety, honestly. I tried to watch one of Mr. Beast's videos a long time ago, and I couldn't sit through it. But what's up with that, right? Wow. So here's the crazy thing, though. I don't know how much y'all are up to speeds on it, and I'd love to see, you know, what you think in the comments, but or in the chat here. But you know, I watched several summary videos, and one thing that kind of stuck out with me that I thought was strange is there is a gender confused person. I don't know. I don't call them transgender, right? Because you can't change your gender, right? Like you can change what you identify as, I guess, but you can't change what people identify you as, right? And you can't turn, you know, a wooden box into a puddle of water. I mean, maybe you can, I don't know. But it's just crazy, man. Mr. Beast has a bunch of allegations that, and I thought this the first time I ever saw it, the one of his videos that I tried to sit through, and all of the thumbnails of his that I saw, I was like, this seems a lot like an illegal lottery to me, right? But to each his own. You know, the guy's making millions and millions of dollars, and he does do a lot for charity, but it seems to me that's more of a cost of doing business for somebody like him. But apparently there are multiple, what's the terminology that they use? Multiple minor attracted persons on the Mr. Beast team. And what I thought was so interesting was there's a tranny on there, right? A transgender, a gender confused person. And it's a dude, right? It was born a dude, so born with a penis and testicles, and a dude, right? And then later on in its life, it decided that it wanted to pretend or like pretend and present it to the world to be a chick, right? And I forget the names. The names aren't important, whatever. But on all the summary videos that I watched, what I took away from the whole thing with the transgender person on the team was that they were treated poorly when they worked there. And I must have watched 3 or 4 different summary videos. But in fact, the deal with the tranny is they like to diddle little kids, right? It's a pedo, it's a pedophile, right? And so, and then there's another dude that's a registered sex offender on Mr. Beast's team too, right? And apparently they all knew about it and didn't mind having pedophiles in positions of authority and power with all that money around, where little children are in vulnerable positions under duress. It's just crazy, man. And the reason that I bring this up, because I'm a YouTuber as well, in case y'all didn't know, but Mr. Beast was very successful on YouTube, as successful as you could ever get, right? #1, over 300 million subscribers, right? Making money hand over fist. Dude's a billionaire, right? But what I think is interesting is, do we really think that it's a coincidence that the most popular YouTuber turns out to be allegedly, this is all for entertainment purposes, these are all only allegations, allegedly just fucking an evil piece of shit, right? And of course, isn't it the pedos that always surround themselves with children and just do all sorts of magnanimous charity work? The pedos are the best philanthropists, ain't they? But they do tend to, they tend to surround themselves with children and put themselves in positions of authority where they can easily take advantage. And, the fact that they covered this stuff up, the 2 that we know of, the tranny that's a minor attracted person, and the dude that's a registered sex offender, the dude that always wore the mask, right? And the reason that I even bring this up is because, I never did start making flat earth videos for money, right? Never did. Anybody that had that plan back in 2015 would be a fucking idiot. Are we past 8 minutes? Oh, excuse my language. Sorry, scratch that. Beep that out in post, right? No. You got to get past 8 minutes before you're supposed to cuss. So this will probably just be totally demonetized or whatever. But anyway, what the hell was I saying, man? I lose my train of thought justifying myself to you crazy crackers. Fuck. Somebody tell me in the chat, what the hell was I talking about before I interrupted myself? I'm fucking filibustering my own dang stream, right? Let's see. Target Whitman, where am I located? I am near Greenville, South Carolina. Didn't start making videos for money. Thank you, Louise the man. Didn't start making videos for money, and that's true. In 2015, you'd be a fool to get into the flat Earth market, right? But the thing is, when I did I did my first video in 2015, which was the Nazis of NASA in the infinite plane. It's by far my most popular video I ever did, and probably the one that I'm least proud of, because it was my first video that I ever put up on YouTube. I had done some editing stuff before, but I'm self-taught, and it took me weeks to do that piece of crap, right? You didn't see that? Okay, well, it's the very first. If you go to my YouTube channel and just click on the videos tab, and then you can sort that list by date, oldest, and if you just do oldest on top, it should be there. I had a lot of copyright issues, so I ended up having to put it on Google Drive and sharing it that way. But I think it's up. If it's not up, then I can re-put it on Google Drive. I think I can do that. But anyway, so the point that I was getting to is after about 6 months of being on YouTube and doing some videos, putting them up, excuse me, getting over a little bit of a chest cold there. I decided to start monetizing my channel, right? And so basically you just sign up for AdSense and you allow YouTube to insert ads on your videos and you get a little bit of money. That's the idea, right, with AdSense. The sponsors pay Google and then Google pays you, and they take a big fat chunk of whatever the sponsors are paying. Like they get the lion's share, and we get paltry nothing. Even the highest paid content creators get nothing compared to what Google gets for the same advertising dollars, right? But so when I started monetizing my channel, I think the first month it was like it made like $20 or something. Not supposed to really talk about AdSense revenue, like the logistics of it, but to give you the trend, it was every month it went up and up and up. So like the first month that, you know, the channel earned $30. The second month, maybe it was 50. The third month it earned 100, right? And then it kept going up. So up until the point, and it bounced around a little bit, and it was doing okay on its way up in terms of earnings per month. It got up to the point to where I had my best month was $1,200 in a month, and it was only seeming like it was going to continue going up, right? And I love to watch trends, especially when they're going up, right? So anyway, right at, I want to say it was December 31st to January 1st, 2016 to 2017, I think that's what it was, but it was right around there. And basically the revenue went from December, $1,200 for the month down to basically nothing. It was like less than $20 for the next month for January. Nothing really changed in terms of the analytics. It just, the only thing that changed was the money that was being sent to me from Google, right? And that never changed. Like it basically never changed. And the thing with AdSense is, so here's a crash course for y'all in AdSense. If nothing else, you'll know a little bit more about AdSense after this stream. But so Google pays your AdSense account only once a month. And you can only withdraw from that AdSense account once you reach a threshold of $100. So if you have 3 months in a row where AdSense pays you $30, you still don't get paid. Okay. And then let's assume the next month you get another $30, you know, so 90 goes to 120. Now your AdSense account is ready to pay out, but you got to wait until the following month on the 21st, which is when they'll send the ACH transfer, right? Unless the 21st is on a weekend or a holiday, then you got to wait till the following Monday, the following business day, till they initiate the transfer. And now that also pulls together with any contributions like super chats or any of the contributions from viewers. Google takes a third of that, or I think it's 30%. And then that's pulled together with your AdSense earnings. So, you know, so YouTube went from a potential way to make money doing what I really love, which is creative work, doing videos and exposing the truth about flat Earth. And that just freaking hit a cliff one day all of a sudden. And that was years ago, right? But it was pretty obvious to me that it wasn't anything that I did differently. My subscribers kept going up for a time after that, but really I was stuck at 25,000 subscribers for like 6 years. It took me about a year to get to 20,000 subscribers. And then I was stuck at 25 to 35,000 subscribers until this day. Like YouTube has definitely blackballed this account, right? Like there's no question. And you know, this thing that's strange to me is you would think that Google would just not care. Like as long as they're getting paid from the sponsors, who gives a shit? They're a company that has a responsibility to their shareholders to make their shareholders increasing sums of dividends every year, right? Or every month or whatever. That is their only responsibility. But, you know, Google has avoided a lot of litigation, like being sued by people, because, see, Google is technically not a publisher of content. They are merely a disinterested, neutral third party that is a platform for other people to post their content. But they are no sort of editor or distributor of content. They are merely like a public work almost. And because of that fact, they are able to avoid lots of different kind of litigation, right? So like if a news reporting outlet makes claims about a person that is liable or slanderous, they can be sued, right? So news organizations have to abide by certain rules and regulations, whereas Google or YouTube, that doesn't apply to them. Those sorts of laws don't apply to them because of the fact that they are a neutral third-party sort of platform, a public place to post digital content, right? But when YouTube starts editing and censoring and deciding what is published and deciding what gets put in front of people, they have sort of crossed the line from being a disinterested third party and are now, more of a publisher of content. And I believe that they are definitely open up for class action lawsuits. Because see, if you discriminate against people like, say, me, because of their race, color, or creed, their beliefs, that's illegal. That's a civil rights violation, and you can sue the shit out of them. So any attorneys out there that are interested in making a bunch of money on a class action lawsuit, I just like to throw that out there because, as we talk about Mr. Beast, you look at the guy that covers up for pedos and his eyes don't match his smile, and what more do you need to know? But apparently the guy's shady. Like, he's not this, up and up, squeaky clean, wholesome philanthropist with, magnanimous blood in his veins. The dude's a creep. He's allegedly a creep, allegedly a total piece of shit, right? But is that a coincidence, right? Is it a coincidence that Google, YouTube is promoting content that is mindless drivel, promoting lotteries to children, basically creating little gambling addicts, enriching this allegedly this total creep, right? But then people like me, right? Because I'm the only one that matters to me, of course. No, I'm kidding, right? But people like me, I do a YouTube channel trying to expose a truth that is so important, but it does go against the interests of entities like Google, YouTube, Alphabet. And so I am blackballed and demoted. And it's like, Google doesn't make qualms about this, but then you've got creeps and alleged cover-uppers for pedos and enablers for creeps. They get promoted and just become billionaires, right? But that is so typical, right? And so, when people judge other people based on their monetary situation, I think that's a very foolish thing to do. Sure, money can be considered sort of a metric to gauge how hard someone's worked, or money can also be a metric to gauge exactly proportionally what kind of a fucking asshole that person is too. It could mean that too. It could go either way. I've known a lot of rich people that worked very hard to get everything that they had, and they are decent, down-to-earth, frugal people. I've also known rich people that have never twisted a screwdriver or banged a hammer in their life, never had to want for a meal or, miss a dental appointment or anything, and, never did anything to deserve it, right? And I don't hate them or dislike them for it, but it can go either way. So money is not a metric for someone's worth, right? And in a lot of cases, the amount of money a person has is inversely proportional to that person's spiritual worth. A lot of times. It's not hard and fast, but I think you get where I'm going. So, Mr. Beast, man, I don't know. Maybe he'll bounce back, but I think dude's done. And maybe, with some light shown on this angle of it that I just mentioned, maybe we can get this changed, because the only way that somebody or an entity like YouTube, Google's going to change is if it starts affecting their bottom line. And, I'm still waiting for the mass exodus away from YouTube, honestly. It's been cooking for a long time, and they do have some degrees of competition with certain things, like with TikTok on the short videos. But I mean, if you just look at the metrics, man, YouTube is by far, like, it's not even close. Just leaps and bounds above and beyond any of its competitors when it comes to online streaming, right? And so as we still sit here, YouTube is basically it's basically a public work. It's almost like a human right. It's almost like a civil right. And the fact that they are promoting alleged creeps and pedos and demoting people like me, who's just an awesome guy, bro, Mondo, right? No, I'm kidding. I'm not that full of myself, but really though, maybe we can make this affect YouTube's pocketbook by, I don't know, starting a class action lawsuit against them or something along those lines, to where they're going to have to stop this foolishness. They're going to have to stop this censorship of information that they don't bother vetting. They just think is crazy because they were reared in the federal indoctrination camps like we all were. We were all globetards once, YouTube, right? So enough about Mr. Beast. One of the things that I wanted to talk about today, I was going to have a group of people on and we were going to discuss, and we're going to do it next week. Because again, I'm going to do a regular Saturday at 3 show, but believe it or not, I'm going to have to move again. So I have to move October the 1st, which is about 2 weeks from now. And I don't know where I'm going or what we're going to do. So we're going to deal with that later. That's not why I'm doing this stream. But just so y'all know, like I'm gonna try to do this every Saturday as a rule, probably at 3:00 p.m. on Saturdays. But there's a chance that in the next couple of weeks that I'm gonna have a hiccup, right? So God willing, that won't be too big of a hiccup though, right? Because as you can see, I've got my computer here. Thanks so much to Kristen, sent it in, and it's an older computer, but it has been upgraded, and so it flies. It's great. I love it. Thank you, Kristen. And also, the other blessing, I can see the Most High working, man. He's working miracles. We weren't supposed to be able to get home internet at this place until 2025. And like not even, it's been like a week and a half ago, there was a guy canvassing the neighborhood from Spectrum, and he was over at my neighbor's house. I saw him talking to my neighbors, and so I flagged him down. He came over, and I set up the internet. It cost me $114 deposit, but luckily, dude Noah had sent in like exactly enough to do it that day. So it was just like the signature of the Most High working, man. Like God definitely does work for us in good faith, and he works in mysteries and just out in the open. If you look for him, he's there. And God works through his people, man. God is a living God. And so God operates in this realm, in the physical realm, through his people, right? Because God is only, in my opinion, my understanding of God is he is all spirit. God doesn't have toes, or he doesn't have a haircut, or God doesn't need a haircut. God is strictly spirit, in my opinion. And the only way that the Most High Creator of all things operates in this world is through his people, right? And so when you're steadfast in prayer and you know what to look for, you can see him working, and it's amazing. So thank God for us having an awesome God. Lexington, huh? Okay, well, write down my number and call me after the stream. It's I don't know where that is, but 864-315-7892. What's your name? Let me see here. Sorry. Okay, Tarjay Whitman. Yeah, I appreciate that. I'm not sure where Lexington is, but if it comes to that, I certainly will not turn that down. Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay. So anyway, so when we do this regular show, you guys are going to love Louise. And I think I've done some hangouts with Kristen in the past. So y'all may remember Kristen from years ago. We've done several hangouts before. So they're going to be 2 regular contributors or panel members or whatever. And hopefully I can get Dave Sims on here too. I think Dave's always down for a hangout. So that's the plan. But one of the things that I want to have is sort of a regular thing, because I think it's very important, is the Black's Law stuff. A couple weeks ago now, my car had gotten towed because my insurance had lapsed. And I had to drop $644 to get the car back. But I did it because, dude, where I live, you got to have a car. Like if you lose your ability to travel here where I'm at, it's a death sentence. It really is. Like, I mean, you know how long it would take me to walk to the store just to get, like, I don't know, something to drink or something. I mean, I guess I do have water, which is another thing I wanted to mention. I've been on well water for the last few months, and man, is there a big difference. I so notice a difference in my aura. You know what I mean? My own operating system, if you will. that fluoride neurotoxin is a bitch. It's a beast, right? It's a Mr. Beast. It's creepy. Fluoride is creepy as Mr. Beast is, allegedly. Living water, yeah. Um, so one of the things that, and I probably won't speak on it too much, but the straw man, legalese, legal fiction stuff is something that I really want to start learning more about myself and sharing with you guys as we all learn along with it. So that's going to be sort of a journey that we're going to be taking with this podcast hangout that I'm going to try to do regularly for as long as I can. Excuse me. And just wanted to mention that because, you know, one of the things that I was recommended to try if they towed your car was so ingenious. Like I just find the whole thing so interesting with, you know, the legal fiction stuff, or like the Freeman movement or whatever. But so like if they tow your car and they're going to charge you, I think they charged me $275 for the initial tow. And they took it like, it wasn't even 2 miles, right? So it was like $275 for the initial tow. And then they were charging me $40 per day for storage. And I had to wait until I got paid before I could get it out. And they wouldn't let me just make a deposit on it and then make a payment. No, I had to have it all at once. By the time I got paid, I had to give them $644. But what we could have tried and what I was going to try, but I didn't have a computer or internet, so I couldn't really do much. And I didn't have a car. So it's not like I can just walk to the library because, yeah, that would be like an 8-hour walk or something. It's ridiculous. But what I was going to try was to send the tow yard and the courthouse a rental agreement for my car, right? Because if they've taken possession of my car, and see, I charge a $300 deposit to rent my car, and I charge $100 a day after the deposit. So basically, since you've had my car for a week, y'all owe me, you know, $1,000 or whatever. So do you want to give me the $1,000 and then I'll give you your 600 out of that? So and I don't know if that would have worked, but so my friend Louise, who's way more, you know, knowledgeable about this sort of thing than I am, said that he has gotten shit like this to work. And there's a lot of people that the exact thing that I just described to you actually worked. So there's a lot of, when it comes to the legalese, legal fiction, straw man stuff, it seems that there's a lot of loopholes that we can take advantage of. Not loopholes, but loopholes, life hacks. Because see, the system that we're operating under is the beast system, isn't it? Right? I mean, we are operating in a world that is under the authority of hierarchies of demons, basically, right? And in my opinion, that hierarchy of demons is coming to an end. Like, this is the end of it. This is it. Now, the question is, like, are we going to live to see the fruition of that end of that age? Like, I don't know. I really don't care. Honestly, I don't care if I do. I'm just glad that the fucking shit's going to be over, like maybe for our grandkids or something. But that's my understanding, that hierarchy is basically, it's in its death throes. And I think that we have a real good shot and a real good chance, and it's pretty much a guaranteed thing, to have a utopia in the future, right? So I think that operating in this system, though, you have to use the wiles and the tricks of the devil against him, right? And so maybe that's not the best way to put it, but I think it's brilliant. I think that that whole thing, there's some it's really interesting, really brilliant. And so that's going to be a regular sort of topic, lesson, study sort of thing that we do on this podcast as much as we can. And then, of course, it's going to be dedicated to Flurfer stuff always. Live the Freeman life for 15 years. Let's talk. Yothika Shtashi. Okay, yeah, man. Yeah, definitely. For sure. So I changed the thumbnail to this video. Did you guys see the SpaceX spacewalk, the private SpaceX spacewalk? Oh my God. How bad, how awful was that? It's on the thumbnail of this video now, but man, it was bad because Zogtopus, um, you know, those suits should have expanded in the vacuum of space, right? What the crap? Like they really think that we're stupid. Man, that was bad though. Um, okay, real quick, I'm gonna go through an article real quick. This is just sort of a generic thing for the first stream, but the name of the article is "Fun with Black's Law: 10 Unexpected Legal Terms." I thought this was so funny. So this writer, early in his first year as a professor, told us that you had to get a copy of Black's Law Dictionary because every lawyer will have their law school copy in their office for the rest of their career as some sort of a bookshelf trophy. That may be one reason to get a Black's Law Dictionary, but this writer has found actually using the dictionary has been very helpful in law school and beyond. Even though it is tempting to Google a legal term of art or Latin legal phrase, requiring a distracting search through 2 or 3 web pages, turning to Black's Law first will give you a concise, authoritative definition every time. Some may prefer a pocket edition or the app, but for this writer, he still prefers the complete, hardbound, more than 50,000 term legal edition. Aside from being a great research tool and invaluable reference, there is another benefit to using the 2,054 page version. The amazing legal terms you find by accident. Here are my top 10 unexpected legal terms you'll find inside the August Black's Law Dictionary. So the first one is veal money. Veal, like VEAL, like a, baby, what is it, a goat? Veal's a goat? I don't know. What, baby lamb? Yeah, I've had veal before, baby lamb. So veal money, it says this term was derived from the annual rent paid by tenants of the Manor of Bradford in the county of Wiltshire in lieu of veal formerly paid in kind. Black's Law Dictionary, 1788, 10th edition, 2014. Likewise, woodcorn is defined as a historic measure of the quantity of oats or grain paid to a lord for the privilege of picking up dead or broken wood. ID at 1840. Although substantively unrelated, but equally English, you can also find the definition of chimney or hearth money. This refers to a tax levied on English fireplaces in 1662. This is, I think that this is one of those controlled opposition articles, honestly, because like these are just so innocuous, so neutral terms. There are some very nefarious terms in Black's Law Dictionary, but there's some funny ones in here. But forgive me if this does turn out to be not misinformation, but exposing Black's Law Dictionary light, if you will. So the fifth one I thought was funny is the damn fool doctrine. I guess Mr. T wrote that one. The damn fool doctrine is an insurance law that provides an insurer may deny coverage when, quote, an insured engages in behavior so ill-conceived that the insurer should not be compelled to bear the loss. That is a legal thing. So that's kind of a funny one that actually falls into the sort of category that I'm talking about. They literally are making fun of us with the damn fool doctrine, aren't they? But and I'll tell you what, the insurance companies damn sure take advantage of the damn fool doctrine, right? Because if you fuck around and do something stupid and end up getting hurt, your insurance is probably not going to cover it if it was something that you did on your own volition, right? So let's see. We'll go back to the second one was Chinese wall. Chinese wall was more commonly known as an ethical wall or a firewall. This term refers to a screening mechanism maintained by an organization, especially a law firm, to protect client confidences from improper disclosure to lawyers or staff who are not involved in a particular representation defined under ethical law. Well, I'm not so sure I understand the funny part of that one, but sometimes when I'm reading something out loud, it's hard for me to process the process the pun or whatever. I don't know. So let me know in the comments what you think of Chinese wall. I'll be right back, guys. I'm going to grab something to drink. Give me 30 seconds and put a thumbs up in the chat. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll give you a cookie. But I'll be right back. Let me get something to drink. Hold on. Oh. Well, I don't have to go far. Luckily, I've got my generic soda pop right here. Because they stopped putting cocaine in the Coca-Cola, so I don't want them as my sponsor. Pussies. Could you imagine, though? Dude, I've got a great idea for a beverage. Incidentally, my grandfather, who was very much a military man and anti-drugs, was a soda jerk, back in the early 1900s. And so he definitely would have been serving up people cocaine from the soda jerk fountain. I think they put real sarsaparilla in the root beer or whatever. And to any of you chemists out there, that sarsaparilla is your base for MDA, MDMA. Allegedly, that's what some little bird told me. But it works way better than liquid Drano or whatever the fuck y'all crazy crackers are using these days. All right, the third one is churn, burn, and bury. Churn, burn, and bury. And again, this is from the Black's Law Dictionary. Collectively defined as a single verb, churn, burn, and bury. Bury, like B-U-R-Y, bury. Not like strawberry, but bury that shit with a shovel, right? Churn, burn, and bury refers to a stockbroker making numerous risky trades in an account and as a result squandering the customer's money. Yeah. Churn, burn, and bury. So that's such a common thing. Any of you guys that trust your money to stockbrokers, it's such a common thing. There's actually a legal term in the Black's Law Dictionary for stockbrokers being basically gambling, right? Okay, the fourth one, veggie libel law. This term is this term is the more creative term for an agricultural disparagement law. A statute designed to protect food producers from and provide remedies for pecuniary harm resulting from the false and malicious reports of food contamination. A statute designed to protect food producers from and provide remedies for pecuniary harm resulting from false and malicious reports of food contamination. Okay, so if someone goes out and says there's salmonella in my, or there's botulism or salmonella in my salad in a bag or whatever, right? They can apply the veggie libel law and basically worm their way out of having to pay you because you were basically slandering them. They can just say you made it up, I guess. I love that, the damn fool doctrine. Let me check in on the chat. I see you, Nimble Horse. Target Whitman. Message retracted. Okay, this is not our government. No, it is not, Nick Nicole. That's right. Should redo the static plain monologues, but without the techno music. What techno music? I rarely use any techno music over monologues. Sometimes I would do, because the techno music I would used to put in my videos, that's stuff that I remixed myself. But I Don't think I ever did too much where I would be talking over it. If I did, it was by mistake and it would have been limited. I do like to put ambient background music in my videos. By the way, I'm working on a new one for you guys. It's actually, I think it's going to be the best video I've ever done. Honestly, I think it's going to be fucking great, man. But it's an hour and 40 of just raw audio, and I'm in the middle of editing it. Luckily, this computer flies, so um, I'll have it done this week. But it's going to be, was Jesus a flat earther? It's going to be a good one. So definitely don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell icon, opt in for notifications, and then you probably still won't get notified. And YouTube will probably still unsubscribe you later. So you got to keep checking back. Just don't forget about me, man. Don't forget about me, man. Like they said in what was that movie? Breakfast Club. Yeah. Okay. So anyway, the damn fool doctrine we covered. Yank cheating. Yank cheating. This term describes the illegal practice of inserting paper money up your ass. No, I'm kidding. Inserting paper money in that stripper's thongs, if thong. No, I'm kidding. Inserting paper money into a vending machine and then pulling the money out again, thereby retaining the cash and unlawfully obtaining the merchandise. In 1852, do they have vending machines in 1852, or that's probably the page number, right? I don't think they had automatic vending machines in 1852. That would be so stupid if they did, though, right? Okay. Excuse me. Luckily, Black's Law goes on to explain that although a common problem in the 1980s and 90s, 1980s and 90s sounds better, not 1852, vending technology has developed to prevent the practice. No shit. Yeah, if you do that these days, you'll probably just end up ripping your dollar in half, I think. Oh, hell, my cigarette went out. Sorry, y'all. Hold on. Shit, I'm about to burn the house down. Okay. Oh, and this one's dog. That was Yank cheating, by the way. Oh, and this one's dog. Y'all, let me go get Lily. Y'all hadn't seen Lily in a while. I meant to bring her in here when I launched the stream, and I had so many problems. She ran off. Let me go get Boogaloo Scrimp, y'all. Y'all want to see Boogaloo Scrimp? Give us a thumbs up. Let me go get Little Noodle. Y'all can see her. Hold on. I'll be right back. Say hi, Lily. Say hi, baby. There go Lulu. Say hi, baby. I'm still, listen, I'm on my line. Did you see the computer, baby? You see the computer, baby. She's such a good girl, man. She's such a good girl, man. What the hell? Okay, now this is like gonna drive me crazy. Okay. So number 7 is dog. Ooh, you're hot as fire, Bubbaloo. Okay, Black's Law is all about precision. If you'd like the legal definition of man's best friend, it reads, quote, the common domesticated animal having 4 legs, fur, and a tail, and frequently kept as a pet. ID at 589. Beyond the common definition, the entry lists 18 specific types of dogs, e.g., arson dog, police dog, service dog, and 3 slang uses. Okay, so that, whatever. I don't get it. But that's just dog. It's in, dog is in Black's Law Dictionary, I guess is the point. And Boogaloo's a dog. Say bye, baby. Say bye. She's so cute. She's getting fleas again. She hadn't had fleas in forever, ever, and she just got them again this summer. And she's been they've been driving her crazy, but I've been knocking them back, man. That's all you can do, right? Okay. Wobbler. This is 8. Wobbler. Although designated as slang, this criminal law term refers to a crime that can be charged as either a felony or a misdemeanor. However, another W word that you might not expect to find in Black's Law that does not carry the slang pejorative is whopper, which is defined as, quote, a blatant lie, a grossly exaggerated falsehood. So I guess the globe earth would be a whopper. Come on, Boogaloo. Come on, Bubba Louie. Come on over here, baby. Good girl, man. Good girl, good girl. Sit over here. Good girl. Okay. Sorry, y'all. Okay, so that was Wobbler. Let's get Logic Bomb. Oh, well, of course. Hold on. Let me just get this dog off the bed. Come here, you. Come on. No, you can't sit there. You're too much of a pain. You want to go back in there? No, you just sit on your bed, Bubba Lou. Sorry, y'all. Okay, she's done. Logic Bomb. This term may be familiar to the more tech-savvy, but a logic bomb is a destructive or disruptive computer software that is planted on a computer, server, or network and waits until a certain time to activate itself. So logic bomb is in there, huh? It's almost like a worm, isn't it? I guess a worm would be multiple interconnecting logic bombs. Is that right? I don't know. Anyway, so the last one on this article here, and again, these are terms directly from Black's Law Dictionary, is zombie. Zombie is defined independently as quote, remaining in effect or being revived despite circumstances that should have led to extinguishment. But you can also find more specific applications of the term, such as zombie debt, zombie mortgage, and a zombie title. And really, I would say, isn't the Federal Reserve a zombie then? While the terms selected were a cut above, honorable mentions go to lollipop syndrome, love day, wolf's head, the Dairy Queen rule, and baby DWI. Oh, I gotta know what that is. Hold on. I want to know what the Dairy Queen rule is and a baby DWI. Let me see if I can figure out what those are. Okay. Black's Law, baby DWI. Yeah, I think we got to get the book because you can't just Google search Black's Law terms. That's what the beginning of the article was alluding to, wasn't it? And yeah, it's funny, man. So I can see on my phone here the number of people in the stream, and it's so funny because YouTube just will not let me get more than 50 people in the stream at the same time. So hopefully on the next one, we're going to have a goal for the next stream that we do. And the goal is going to be 51 viewers, man. Let's see if we can get there. So y'all hang on a little longer. Like if you're going to leave, don't leave just yet. Hang in as long as you can. Go tell your friend. Get on your phone and join the stream. Let's see if we can get to 51. Can we do it? Can we get to 51 live viewers on this stream? Come on, you guys. We can do it. Give us a thumbs up. Share it on social media. I want to see if we can get to 51. I mean, there's only a gajillion YouTube users out there in internet land, right? Okay, so we're not going to figure out maybe we'll find that out for the next one, but it was baby DWI, and the other one I was interested in was the Dairy Queen rule. So we're going to have to let me write these down because I'll never remember that. Baby DWI and the Dairy Queen rule. So yeah, the Black's Law stuff definitely it's definitely used, or it's used to manipulate us in the legal systems. We are all taken advantage of by this system, the beast system, this hierarchy of demons, and we sort of have a moral imperative to fight back however we can. And of course, we battle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, dark forces of this world, spiritual wickedness in high places. So we can only fight this enemy with the truth. That's it. It's the only weapon we have against us. And the good thing is any weapons fashioned against us will just crumble in their hand and actually go on to hurt them. Anybody that tries to attack us during these wonderful and amazing days of revelation. Okay, so I got a couple of articles also from space stuff. While we've already been on an hour, we've got 48 live viewers. Y'all hang in there. Don't leave. We're going to try to get to 51. Let's see if we can break YouTube and get me to 51 live viewers, okay? All right, so this is big news. The first non-government spacewalk goes off without a hitch for Polaris Dawn crew. The Astro Liars are at it again. And again, I put this on this is the thumbnail. What nonsense, man. What nonsense. If you take anything, any sort of pressurized suit into a vacuum, the suit is going to expand and explode, and then the Astro Liar is going to explode. This is such nonsense. First of all, I don't even think there is a vacuum up in space, man. I think that's bullshit, okay? But if there is a vacuum in space, these motherfuckers are too stupid to fake it properly. They just make me sick, man. I'm sorry. In another SpaceX milestone, they say billionaire Jared Isaacman and company crew trainer Sarah Gillis took turns floating just outside their Crew Dragon capsule early Thursday, so day before yesterday, in the first privately financed spacewalk in the history of space exploration. So they're really doing it, guys. They are really, we're up to 49. Y'all hang in there. We're going to get to 51 live viewers and break the internet. Historic spacewalk exploration because they are now privately lying to us. NASA isn't the only ones in the business of lying to us and bilking us for our tax dollars. Now they're subbing out the bullshittery to SpaceX. And so, what this tells me, they're going to continue on trying to fake the Mars stuff too, man. And we're just going to keep on paying these motherfuckers billions of dollars a year, down to 47. Yeah, we're going in the wrong direction, you guys. Wrong direction there. So as he took his first unobstructed look at the Earth, 458 miles below, Isaacman marveled at the serene, boundary-free view, saying, "Back at home, we all have a lot of work to do, but from here, it sure looks like a perfect world." That's some gay shit to say. What a tool. With Polaris Dawn crewmates Anna Menon and Scott Pettit monitoring safety tethers and umbilicals inside the SpaceX Crew Dragon. Airless with its hatch open, Isaacman floated out into open space with his sack out. No, I'm kidding. Floated out into open space around 6:51 a.m. Damn, they got up with the chickens too, didn't they? While his feet were just outside the hatch. Sure they were. He did not free float away from the Crew Dragon. Oh, we got to 52. Internet's broken. I'm done for the day. Bye, y'all. No, I'm kidding. Really taking a break from this article here for a second, though. And thank you, guys. I appreciate that. Let's get thumbs up for 52. Wow, that's amazing. The reason, if there's any globetards watching this stream, the reason that we are so sure that they are lying and there's not even a question is because, orbit, low Earth orbit, space travel, all of that requires the Earth to be a ball, right? Prerequisite. The Earth must be a ball for them to be telling the truth, right? And so the thing is about a ball is a ball has curvature on its surface. Every single time, there's no exceptions, right? And if you measure the Earth for curvature, It doesn't exist. There is no curvature. So the Earth couldn't be a ball. And if the Earth isn't a ball, then you can't orbit a ball that doesn't exist. Okay. The Earth is a stationary plane. And so we know for sure that SpaceX and NASA and Roscosmos and JAXA and all these lying Freemason ass motherfuckers are lying. Okay. They just are. They definitely are. But they're not just lying, they are stealing your money too. Stealing your money to pretend that they're in space. How does that make you feel? Does it piss you off? Pisses me off, you know, because I believed in this whole spinning ball Earth space nonsense my whole life, you know, the majority of my life. And yeah, I just don't see this continuing on another 10 years. I really don't. But either way, I mean, like I said, I will die happy knowing that these motherfuckers are on their trajectory out. Their arc is done, bro. It's just a matter of time. It really is. Now that we know the truth and the cat's out of the bag, you can't put Pandora back into the box, son. Right? I hope y'all know that, right? So thank God for the truth. You know, the truth is invincible. You know, once that brush fire gets out, it's invincible. It's unstoppable. It really is. But at the same time, the truth is very vulnerable, and it has an Achilles heel, which is when people start mixing in deception with truth. You know, it's like the old glass of pure water analogy, right? So if you've got a glass of pure water and you put a drop of rat poison in it, it is no longer a glass of pure water. Even though it was just a drop of rat poison, it is now just an entire glass of rat poison, right? And so too, the truth, like if when corrupt men start interjecting their interpretations and their poor translations and their lies into some narrative, or even just lie by omission, then whatever that narrative is no longer true. Okay, so we know that they're lying. There was no first ever private spacewalk. These assholes are lying just like NASA's been lying and faking this shit for decades, man. Nothing new under the sun here. But I do like the fact that they changed their outfits. Yeah, just an absolute. And, you know, compare that, if you remember, and I can't share any videos with you guys on this stream. Not today. Maybe next week we'll do that. We'll get it more high tech. But if you guys remember the first ever spacewalk was Roscosmos. It was a Russian dude. And that was obviously claymation, right? It was definitely 100% stop motion animation. So with this fakery, with SpaceX doing the spacewalks now, it's close to 100 years later, getting there. It's definitely 60 years later, maybe 75 at this point, from that first spacewalk that the Russians did, allegedly, that happened to be claymation. They've only just changed their methods. They're not actually up there orbiting, you guys. They couldn't be, because again, the Earth isn't a ball. It's demonstrably a plane, and it's at rest. Couldn't be a ball. It's not a ball. Therefore, NASA is definitely lying their asses off. And they've been stealing your money since you were born, really. If you're watching this video, they've been robbing you blind since you were born. So has the non-federal, non-reserve bank, right? So anybody that disagrees with me that we're in a nefarious system run by hierarchies of demons that must be stopped and destroyed, I don't know what to tell you, bro. We're going to have to agree to disagree on that one. So enough about that first spacewalk. Let's get into this. There's another, there's an article here about Bennu. We talked about it again last week. This article is from August 23rd. And I think we touched on this the last time that I did a stream checking my network. But so this NASA shares asteroid Bennu sample in exchange with JAXA, and those are the sushi space agency, the Japanese. I got to go get some California rolls, dude. I need to. Tomorrow I'm going to Publix, man. Oh yes. If y'all don't know, if you get food stamps, we just started getting food stamps again. We get them tomorrow. And if there's a Publix in your town, you can go into Publix with the food stamp card and get fresh subs made. And they're very affordable as long as they don't toast them, because you can't get hot food. But as long as you tell them don't toast it, then you can get it on your food stamp card. And they've got the best. And I'm not like a sushi fanatic or anything, but they got the best damn sushi at Publix, and you can get that on there too. So my stomach's sitting here rumbling, you guys. I'm starving to death. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm fucking hungry. But we're gonna live. I think we're gonna live, man. I think we're gonna make it. You want to go back out, baby? Hold on. Lily wants to go back out. Let me let you out there, Bubba. Hold on. Come here, Boogaloo. Let's go. Come on. Come on, baby. Come on out there. Come on. Good girl, baby. Go on. Okay. Sorry about that, you guys. Okay. As part of an asteroid sample exchange, NASA has transferred to JAXA, the Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency, a portion of the asteroid Bennu sample collected by the agency's OSIRIS-REx mission. And again, OSIRIS-REx means king of the undead underworld or whatever, right? Some Egyptian shit. The sample was officially handed over by NASA officials during a ceremony on August 22nd at JAXA's Sagamihara, Japan campus. The asteroid sample transfer follows the November 2021 exchange, where JAXA transferred to NASA a portion of the sample retrieved from asteroid Ryugu by its Hayabusa 2 spacecraft. This agreement allows NASA and JAXA to share achievements and promote scientific and technological cooperation on asteroid sample return missions. The scientific goals of the two missions are to understand the origins and histories of primitive, organic-rich asteroids and what role they may have played in the formation of the planets. Okay. So basically, we know where we're going with this shit, right? What they're trying to say is intelligent transpermia, right? So they're trying to say that there's these organic rich asteroids flying around in the vacuum of space, right? And they want to understand the ancient origins of the universe by studying this rock and this dirt, right? And what's so funny is that, like, these motherfuckers were somehow able to know how old the dirt was, what was in the dirt, before they even opened up the capsule that it was in. So, if you're so good at science that you don't even need to study something before you can tell a nigga all about it, right? It's just crazy, man. Quote, "We valued our continued collaboration with JAXA on asteroid sample return missions to both increase our science return and reduce the risk on these and other missions," said Kathleen van der Kadan, chief scientist for astromaterials curation at the Science Mission Directorate at NASA headquarters in Washington. Quote, "JAXA has extensive curation capabilities, and we look forward to what we will learn from the shared analysis of the OSIRIS-REx samples." Such liars, man. And wasn't it NASA who was caught red-handed giving petrified wood out to some delegate and saying that it was moon rocks? And so they did some sort of mass spectrometer tests on the damn thing, and it turned out that it was petrified wood. So I wonder what kind of forgery NASA is going to send to JAXA. I mean, do they even have to send any forgery? Because all these space agencies are definitely in cahoots with one another. And if you don't understand how space agencies could be coordinated behind closed doors, they're all run by Freemasons. That's how they're doing it. Freemasons, and I don't think all Freemasons are necessarily evil, but Freemasonic lodges give orders and dictates to their initiates and their neophytes, and those initiates and neophytes are expected to adhere to those orders and not say nothing, or they will kill you if you divulge the secrets. And they swear oaths to their lodge, and there are benefits to being in the lodge and to staying on good terms with the lodge. And so basically it is a club that, and I believe they probably somehow screen their initiates for psychopathy or something like that, right? Because it's much easier to get psychopaths to do things like lie about going to space than it is to get a normal person to do such a thing, right? So I think when it came to the first moonwalkers, it seemed like they had to like blackmail those guys and threaten their families to lie and like on the press conference and say that they went to the moon. But some of these new astro liars, it seems like they just enjoy it way too much. I mean, they're probably psychopaths, or perhaps they are, given some sort of hypnotic suggestion or hypnotic triggers to like trick these weak-minded motherfuckers into thinking they went to space or whatever, right? Anyway, Hayabusa 2 collected 0.19 ounces, 5.4 grams. It's like a fat eighth of Ryugu between two samples. And in 2021, JAXA provided NASA with 23 millimeter sized grains plus aggregate sample material from Ryugu, enabling both countries to get the most out of the samples and share the responsibility of sample curation. Wow. So yeah, so the Japanese are lying Freemasons, and they're going to lie about space and lie about this dirt that nobody really gives a crap about, but they're putting it in the news because you got to keep something in the news about space. Otherwise, people lose interest. So we'll go on to the next article, man. No, we already, oh, wait a minute. So NASA, this is the article, NASA sets coverage for crew launch, trio to join Expedition 71. Oh, yeah, because I had to, any article that has to do with Don Pettit, I'm all over it. Because, first of all, that guy is just such a goofball, bro. Like, and honestly, I think it might be cool to have a drink with Don Pettit. And I think if you got him on some ecstasy or something, he'd tell you all about fake in space and like how they do the ISS. I think Don Pettit might be a pro, like deep down, but I don't know, man. I don't know. Incidentally, Don Pettit was the first person to ever invent anything in space, or at least that's a moniker that he claims. There was a documentary that was covered by How Do You Make, I think it was, and I included it on a video pretty recently. But Don Pettit invented the 0G coffee cup, he said. That's what he calls it. And he's accredited with being the first person to ever invent anything in space. So to all of those globetards who say that, NASA inventions are invented in space, no. NASA inventions are invented on the ground by people on NASA's payroll who are not astronauts and are probably not even Freemasons, right? They're just regular, probably very smart and decent people working for NASA, inventing things and filing patents, right? Nobody has ever invented or filed patents for anything invented in space other than Don Pettit, Teflon Don, and that was that 0G coffee cup. Okay, so I mean, to me, that is a very important piece of information. And again, it's not my claim that he was the first person to ever invent anything in space. It's his claim. Watch that 500-mile curvature test video, and the clip's in there. I'll try to put a link to that entire video in here because it was definitely an interesting watch. Okay. So NASA astronaut Don Pettit will launch aboard the Roscosmos Soyuz MS-26 spacecraft, accompanied by cosmonauts Alexei Ovchinin and Ivan Wagner, to the International Space Station, the ISS, where they will join the Expedition 71 crew in advancing scientific research. But isn't it funny, though, how we are just such enemies with Putin this and Putin that? but we can still do science together, bruh. Although, for whatever reason, Chinese people aren't allowed on the ISS because they are too enemy. They are two actual enemies for us, but Russians, they're only frenemies, right? I don't really get it, but foreign policy stuff, man. It's a Rubik's Cube, ain't it? Pettit of Chinnen and Wagner will lift off Wednesday, September 11th. Oh, so they already went. They left the other day while I was in court. Yeah, I had to go to court for eviction. So, yeah, I went on September the 11th. I was served the eviction notice on that previous Thursday. So that Thursday would have been, I'm trying to find my calendar and I don't know where to get it at, but so if September the 11th was Monday, wasn't it? Tuesday, whatever day. So previous Thursday was when I was served the paperwork. I had to be to court on the 11th and I've got to be out on the 1st. Basically, so the guy that I was renting this place from sold the property to another guy. There's 2 RVs in the backyard here that he's renting out and renting the lots. And they're all getting evicted because the new owner just doesn't want anybody living here. And what the judge told me after he made fun of my name was that leases are not transferable. And if Mr. Wilson wants me gone, then I have to leave. So I've got basically 2 weeks to figure out where the fuck we're going to go, come up with piles of money that I don't have. I do have some money coming on the 1st, but come up with piles of money I don't have to move, and then move all before the 1st. So, yeah, I'm not 100% sure how this is going to go, but definitely keep us in your prayers, man. I was not prepared to move again. I tried to save this place. I tried to work something out with the new landlord. At first, he said that, because I was paying $600 a month for rent here, plus all my power was supposed to be included. It turned out it was the opposite of that. I ended up having to pay for a family of 5 and a family of 2's power for 2 months. The air conditioner went out here the first week we were here. I've got a window shaker in the bedroom, but my first power bill was $414. And I didn't have any air conditioning that whole time. We had air conditioning for like 5 days. That was it. First power bill was $414. And when I found out that the 2 RVs are actually running off my line, I never agreed to that. I went and talked to them nicely and asked them to help me pay this bill. The family of 2 said that he would pay. The family of 5 said they wasn't paying shit because Mike Hunt's going to pay their power bill. That's the guy that rented me the place and then moved and disappeared with $50,000 when he sold it. Left owing me money too, because I paid him up a bunch of money and helped him out all kinds of ways. And dude just screwed me royally, man. Is it people? I trust people too much, man. I get taken advantage of a lot because I don't value material things or money that highly. And if I see someone that needs help and I have the capability to help them, I'll do everything I can. But people see that as a weakness and they take advantage of me a lot. And this guy's got his own problems, but he fucked me up bad. So, I really don't want to go back into a hotel, man. I really don't. But it costs thousands of dollars to find a place to move, and we're just not going to have it. We'll have probably $1,500, give or take, on the 1st, but I won't get that till after the 1st. So how the fuck am I supposed to move into a place with no money? Right? Just go and find a place hey, I'm going to rent from you and we'll just sign the lease and let me move in and then I'll pay you on the 1st. I just don't know. Y'all pray for me, man. I do know God's going to take care of it. I have faith. I'm not really worried because he's, the Most High has been good to us. We always end up somehow surviving, but it's hard, man. don't take it for granted. Like having a place to live that nobody can ever tell you to leave is priceless. I've never owned a home, and you know, the guy Mike that I was renting from here before he sold it. When I found out he was selling it, I told him what a fool he was because, um, yeah, he got $50,000. It was supposed to be 75, but when the buyer found out that there was literally like 9 or 11 people living at this property in 3 different places, um, he knocked $25,000 off of it just to get it sold. The guy wanted to sell the place bad, I guess, and run off into the night or whatever. And the dude's a fucking crackhead, is what it is. I'll just come out and say it. He's on crack. Okay. And honestly, like I didn't even think that there was cocaine anymore. Like I haven't seen real cocaine in probably a decade, and I'm just being frank with you. I was never really into cocaine, but I have fucked with it, you know, over the years, especially when I was a kid in Florida. And you know, real cocaine, I don't have a problem with it, you know, personally, as long as you don't do it every day. But something on the weekend, whatever, I don't see the issue with it. But crack, don't do crack, you guys. It's bad. Crack is bad. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, I don't know, where did I get off on that tangent? Um, so hopefully we're not fucked and end up in a hotel, man. I really, because again, it's not what I want to do. But if I don't have anywhere to live, my wife's on oxygen. She can't just live in the fucking car. So like we can probably take every penny we've got and pay 2 or 3 weeks on a hotel and then scramble at the end of the month. But you know, when my car got towed, I lost my job. I had been working outside of the home for a while. Trying to do the right thing, man. Trying to do right by my family. Trying to do right by myself. And it's like, no matter what I do, I swear to God, it's like 10 steps forward, 26,000 fucking steps back sometimes, man. But all we can do is try and keep our head up and pray. Coverage of this Pettit bullshit will stream on NASA Plus and the NASA app if you're interested in trolling their ass. And the agency's website, learn how to stream NASA content through a variety of platforms, including social media. God, can you believe this is a nasa.gov fucking article? I swear to God, this is a quote from the article. Learn how to stream NASA content through a variety of platforms, including social media. I swear to God, that's right on their website. NASA.gov/news release. NASA sets coverage for crew to launch, trio to join expedition 71. Swear to God, that's right from it. Including social media. What does that even mean, man? Okay, anyway. So just more lies, more bullshit and lies, more bullshit and lies about them going into space. But I just had to read about this because, you know, Don Pettit, how can you not? You know who Don Pettit reminds me of, though, is Don Flamenco from Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. If you put a rose in his mouth, like, that's him, right? Okay. All right, so I think we covered everything I wanted to cover today. One more thing. So when I got to talking to Kristen, you know, so the final experiment, right? The final experiment that isn't an experiment. So, you know, they invited 30-something people, right? They invited Jaron, they invited Witsit, and then the very last one on the list of invites is Globebusters, right? So what are they talking about, Bob or maybe Iru? Because nobody invited me. I mean, I guess I never technically was a Globebuster, even though I did the Globebuster show every week, sometimes twice a week for like the better part of 5 years, I think, probably maybe even longer than 5 years. But I was never, you know, one of the clique, right? Like never really part of that club, right? So honestly, if I was invited to go to Antarctica, I probably wouldn't go. I've just got too many problems and things to deal with at home. I can't just go leave fucking, you know, the country for months or whatever. Unless, you know, if I win the lottery or something, I'd love to go. I just, logistically, it's just not possible. But my point is like, what are they trying to invite me? And then when people later on say, well, the Morgile was invited and he didn't go. I was not invited, for the record. Nobody invited me. But they invited Jaren, Witsit Gets It, and Globebuster. So whatever the fuck that means, y'all figure that out for yourselves. I don't know. But I think we'll talk about that next week. I actually made this an hour and a half sitting here on my face just shooting the shit with you guys. So I think that did pretty well, man. Listen, if y'all would like to support the channel effort, the links will be below. It's all the Morgile, PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, and Patreon. Definitely could use your help. Again, we are facing some pretty dire shit in the next couple of weeks, and I've been trying to avoid having to do this. I tried to change everything. You know, I tried to go back to working outside the home. I've been without a computer and internet this whole time, so I had to put YouTube stuff on the back burner. I did start getting ahead, and then my car got towed. But then I also got a computer and internet all within the same week. So, you know, we'll see what happens, man. You know, if I die trying, I die trying. But I am fucking trying. I promise you guys. I promise. So I think I'm going to end it on that. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Be on the lookout for the upcoming video on my channel. Again, it's going to be titled, Was Jesus a Flat Earther? And again, I think it's going to be one of my best videos ever. I'm spending a little extra time on it. It is going to be over an hour and a half long for sure. So be on the lookout for that. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Click the notification bell. Opt in for notifications. And then periodically check back to make sure that YouTube has not unsubscribed you, because they definitely will if you don't watch them. Because they are some motherfuckers at YouTube. Just saying. Love you, YouTube. All right, let's wrap this up, you guys. One love. As always, y'all spread the word. Do y'all hear Lily crying over there? I'm sorry, baby. Let's go outside. I'm going to walk you right now. Spread the word, spread the world, and peace out, everybody. We'll see you in the next one. God bless. One love, and y'all have a great weekend. Bye. You ready to go, Bubba?